I would describe myself as a keen, well-motivated person who's keen and eager to do well, always ready to give 300% and expect exactly the same back from my superiors and my peers. I am a Scotsman, however, I still serve Her Majesty the Queen and I'm British.
In Private Lives today we meet Lawrence Kerr. He's a colour sergeant in the British Army. Lawrence is 33 years old and he was born in Kilmarnock, a large town on the west coast of Scotland. When he was 15, Lawrence left school and began work as a joiner, a carpenter. But it wasn't long before he decided to join the army, and he joined a regiment called the Scots Guards. 3 years ago, he achieved his present rank of colour sergeant. As we'll discover, Lawrence is very committed to his career in the army, and we'll hear him talk about how his career affects his family life. First, Colour Sergeant Lawrence Kerr remembers the day when the young joiner decided he wanted to be a soldier.
It was one lunch break. I was walking up to the baker's shop to have my lunch and walked past the careers office, and all of a sudden had a thought, that maybe the life as a joiner wasn't for me, and I wanted to, spread my wings, if you like, get out of, a normal, mundane sort of life in the west coast of Scotland. So I decided then, at 16 years old, that I thought I'd give the army, and especially the Scots Guards, a go.
Giving the army a go has given Lawrence the chance to travel. He's worked in Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Canada, the United States of America, and the list goes on. But while he was working in England, he met Dawn, who's now his wife, and they have 2 daughters. Often, when Lawrence is sent on a tour of duty, in Britain or overseas, his family go and live where he's working. But on some tours of duty, Lawrence goes alone, and he might be separated from his family for up to 6 months at a time. So being in the army means living on the move, and everyone in the family has to be adaptable. When he's away, Lawrence admits he misses his family very much.
I'm married to my wife Dawn, and I've got 2 daughters, Nicola and Natasha. It takes a certain kind of person in the army, because it's so unpredictable what you're going to be doing next. Sometimes you've got to move house maybe up to 3 times in the space of 3 years, which does put a hell of a lot of pressure on the family, the wife and the children. But like they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
At the moment, Colour Sergeant Lawrence Kerr works in London. He's in charge of some of the training of the Scots Guards. The Scots Guards is one of 7 regiments who, as well as working as soldiers, also guard royal residences, such as Buckingham Palace, the permanent London home of the royal family. Guarding a royal residence is known among the soldiers as stag duty, and when one guard of soldiers comes to the end of a shift, it's relieved by a new guard. This ceremony, very popular with visitors to London, is called the changing of the guard. Colour Sergeant Lawrence Kerr did many shifts of stag duty in the early days of his career.
Well, my main memories of stag duty, whether it be Buckingham Palace or anywhere else, was the very first one I done when I was about 19 years old, just having come back from Hong Kong. Really looking forward to it, standing out there, but at the same time, really worried, thinking, oh God, the Queen is going to come in, what am I going to do? I'm going to get it wrong.
Colour Sergeant Lawrence Kerr enjoys family life at home in a house just south of London. His wife and daughters love watching soap operas on television. His daughters, aged 16 and 14, enjoy Australian soap operas best, like Home and Away and Neighbours. His wife prefers British soaps, like EastEnders, set in the East End of London, and Coronation Street, set in Manchester, a large city in the north of England.
TV in the house with 2 teenage daughters they're absolutely mad on the imported Australian soap operas that's on show in UK at the moment. Home and Away and Neighbours and the like. The Wife, she's sort of similar, but more British soap operas, Coronation Street and EastEnders as opposed to the Australian. She's a soap opera fanatic.
Both EastEnders and Coronation Street are about the experiences, especially the private troubles, of communities of working-class people. Colour Sergeant Lawrence and his wife are currently planning a summer holiday. They're going to rent a powerboat and mess about on the Norfolk Broads in the east of England, where there are lovely waterways winding through beautiful flat countryside.
This year, in July, myself and the wife have decided that for the holiday this year, we're going to leave our 2 children with her mother and father, and just the 2 of us are going to go and hire a cruise liner on the Norfolk Broads and mess about in the river for a week. Norfolk it's where my wife's family come from anyway. We've been through there many times. It is flat as a pancake, beautiful green everywhere, lovely waterways. So it's something we've always meant to do, and we're going to do it this year.
And to end the programme, Lawrence looks back on 17 years in the Army and how the Army has given him educational qualifications that life outside, in Civilian Street, would not have done.
Well, when I was 15, I was a bit of a rebel. You know, I left school with the ability to do well, but qualification-wise I didn't get any because I wasn't interested. You know, but having joined the Army, you know, it's matured me over the years immensely, and the qualifications that I've got now, you know, there was no way on earth, I think, if I did stay in Civilian Street, that I would have had the educational qualifications that I have now.